You pull into a Jersey rest stop after a long, exhausting drive, park your car, and hop out, ready to stretch your legs and fill up the tank. The familiar routine kicks in. You grab the gas nozzle, ready to fuel up and get back on the road. But then, something strange happens. Instead of the usual smooth process, you notice a commotion. Before you can even process what's going on, an attendant is rushing over, waving their hands, and you're slapped with a shocking $250 fine. Confused and frustrated, you're left standing there, wondering what just happened. Turns out, you've just learned one of New Jersey's most unique quirks. It's illegal to pump your own gas. What feels like a hidden camera prank is actually a long-standing, fully enforceable law. Unlike the rest of the country, where self-serve gas stations are just part of life, New Jersey prefers the old-school approach. Gas station attendants handle the pumps, and residents are so accustomed to the law that many barely think twice about it. Here's the catch. This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to New Jersey's surprising and sometimes downright baffling rules. There are at least 6 more that will make you stop and wonder how this state keeps things so interesting. Stick around, because the next ones might just blow your mind. First up, let's talk about the rule that just cost imaginary you a car payment. Since 1949, New Jersey has banned self-serve gas stations. The official reason? Fire safety concerns. The unofficial reason? To keep jobs pumping gas instead of handing out unemployment checks. This quirky rule means that every gas station still operates with attendants, whether you like it or not. If you try to fill up your own tank, you could face a fine that ranges from $50 to there goes date night. So next time you're stuck in a line 20 cars deep, waiting impatiently as the minutes tick by, remember, it's not just bad luck or poor timing. That's the result of state policy shaping traffic flow, infrastructure, and urban planning decisions. Now, let's move on to a law that might surprise amateur magicians. Walk into any magic shop, and you'll find shelves filled with sparkly wands, trick cards, and, you guessed it, trick handcuffs. But here's the catch. If you're under 18, you're out of luck when it comes to buying those cuffs. Why? Lawmakers decided to crack down after reports of kids locking each other up for TikTok stunts turned into dangerous situations. Police are even allowed to confiscate handcuffs on site if they suspect they're being used improperly. So, if your budding escape artist wants to practice their Houdini moves, you might want to shop out of state, Pennsylvania perhaps, and avoid the extra hassle. If you're reckless enough to rob a store while wearing body armor, New Jersey has a surprise in store for you, an additional criminal charge, specifically for that ill-advised fashion choice. The state has laws in place that make it a separate offense to commit a crime while equipped with body armor, viewing it as an intentional act to resist law enforcement or increase the severity of the crime. So not only will you face charges for the robbery itself, but your decision to gear up for protection could land you in even deeper legal trouble. The reasoning behind this law is pretty straightforward. Police shouldn't have to deal with criminals equipped like they're preparing for battle, and they certainly shouldn't need armor-piercing rounds just to detain someone. The bottom line? Leave the vest at home, or better yet, rethink the whole crime spree altogether. It's not worth the extra trouble or jail time. And then there are the infamous blue laws. In New Jersey, car dealerships are required to stay closed on Sundays. The strange part? Motorcycles are exempt from this rule, though no one seems entirely sure why. The blue law tradition stems from the old idea of a day of rest, and remarkably, many car dealers now support the law. Why? Because they still manage the same amount of sales over 6 days instead of 7, giving them and their employees a weekly breather. So, if you're eyeing that shiny new Camry, you'll need to hit the lot on any day but Sunday, and set your alarm for Monday morning instead. Technically, it's illegal to slurp soup in public. Yes, you read that right. Slurping soup could land you in hot water, at least according to outdated laws. The statute is older than your great-grandma's china, likely written during a time when public manners mattered as much as personal hygiene. It hasn't been enforced since probably the Roosevelt era, Teddy, not Franklin. But the law remains on the books. So, if you're loudly slurping ramen on the boardwalk like it's an Olympic event, don't be shocked if someone tries to school you with a bit of 1912 etiquette. Of course, chances are you'll just get some strange looks instead of a ticket. Still, it's a funny reminder of just how much times and dining habits have changed. Who knew soup could be so controversial? And that's not the only strange rule on the books. In Trenton, old ordinances specify that eating pickles in public on a Sunday is a no-go. Even worse, tossing a bad pickle into the street could also land you in trouble. Back in the 1800s, that law wasn't as ridiculous as it sounds now. The fear of salmonella contaminating the streets or cholera spreading through unsanitary conditions made these rules seem like common sense. But today it's just a quirky footnote in the city's history. Oddly enough, the rule sticks around like a quirky heirloom, too outdated to use but too amusing to toss. A perfect relic of how much we've changed our minds and our priorities. Top of the list, it's a petty offense to mess with a homing pigeon. These birds, celebrated for their incredible sense of direction, were once trusted to carry messages like feathered FedEx trucks, vital during times of war and communication blackouts. To preserve their role and protect their safety, lawmakers granted them special legal protection. Even today, they remain a symbol of loyalty and service, admired for their unique abilities. So, if your cat's stalking hobby involves one of these noble birds, you could theoretically face a fine. Bird watchers, feel free to shoo the neighbor's tabby away from your yard. Just quote Statute 422-25 and watch their faces as they try to process that a pigeon's rights may trump their feline's curiosity. It's safe to say homing pigeons have earned their place in the Legal and Animal Kingdom Hall of Fame. And that's the Garden State for you. It's a place where pumping your own gas is considered an act of rebellion, pickles are subject to strange curfew laws, and pigeons seem to have more privileges than your Wi-Fi network ever will. These quirky laws might leave outsiders scratching their heads, but to locals, they're just part of the charm. Tape this list to your dashboard for a good laugh, or better yet, subscribe for more. Next week, we're taking a deep dive into food laws across the country, because nothing spices up a barbecue like discovering your favorite dish could technically make you an outlaw. Stay tuned.